I'm here today at the skate park in Forum, Barcelona, and I'm going to be teaching you today on how to do a backside plumb slide on your streetboard. Let's get to it. But before we are starting to doing this backside blunt slide on the rail, we're going to have to go step by step. Did you watch all my tutorial videos? Because why? There's a few tutorials back a few months ago where it's sort of like the progression to be able to make that backside blunt slide. For example, you have to be able to do a frontside tail slide. That's key for your backside blunt slides. Another one, backside board slide. Why? Because it's sort of the same way of jumping into it. So you gotta practice those two before you're getting into the backside blunt slide. So as I said earlier, we're going to be learning on how to do a backside blunt slide on this flat rail. We're going to do it coming from this little bank into the rail. But before, once again, I'm going to explain you what is a backside blunt slide. First thing is I'm goofy, so if we're gonna be learning on how to do a backside blunt slide, we have to come on this side of the rail because I have to give my back to the rail. If you're if you're regular, you will have to come this way with your back to the rail. Because I'm goofy, we're gonna do it the other way. So, backside blunt slide. What is a backside blunt slide? I'm gonna do it with my hands. So you sit slowly and so on, right? So you're gonna come this way with your back towards the rail. You're gonna pass all your board above the rail. And then with the green plates here, you're gonna be landing on the rail, and that will be the position of a blunt slide. And then you can just come out. So before I said, why practicing backside board slides? Why practicing frontside tail slides? It's because the frontside tail slide, as you see, is sort of the same position as the blunt slide, just that the tail slide is a bit more down and the blunt slide should be a little bit more angle like this. There's no right and wrong, but the more up it is, the better it looks. So the more lower you make it, the shittier it looks. So try to do it somewhere between, but don't get so caught up on this first. First, you gotta learn how to do it properly. So the land slide. And then why doing board slides? Is because it's sort of the same jump as the blunt slide. It's just like it's halfway. You're gonna be grinding with the bar, not with the green plates, but it's sort of the same movement. There is no specific technique. You gotta sort of like commit to it. You just gotta go for it. Maybe this is not the rail that you should try first go. Maybe you could try something a little bit smaller, but it will give you an idea on how to do a backside blunt slide. Now, let's strap in, warm up, and do that backside blunt slide. So let's do a couple tricks, and then blunt slide. Backside 50-50 grind. Important for the blunt slide is that you really have to focus on jumping over the rail. That's the most important part, right? So you're gonna come with a little bit tiny angle, and you're gonna make sure that your nose doesn't hit the bottom of the rail, because then you're gonna be like, so make sure you jump high, you pass the whole board around the rail and locked it. Once you're locked, you can come out really easy. Nothing is gonna happen to you. So the most important thing is that once you pass the whole board, green plates on the rail and slide it. And if you feel that you are not so comfortable, just go down and come out the other way. Super important. The first one's try to go faster, like try to go fast so you don't have to grind as much, but remember the jump and the progression, okay? Try a few tail slides, do a few tail slides. If you don't have them down, practice them because they're really gonna help you doing that blunt slide. Then do a backside board slide because it's sort of the same movement once again. And then once you're ready, attack that blunt slide. Well, that's a wrap. I hope this video was really useful for you guys. It's a backside blunt slide. It's actually a hard trick to learn. But hey, please, if you have any more questions about the trick or any more specific techniques to be able to make that trick, just comment below. Send me a DM, whatever. I hope to see your backside blunt slides. Until the next one.